Get a couple more seconds.
Oh, he's got to get his special effects going.
Yes, no, it has to go through until it actually starts my stream.
Oh, yeah.
We're good. Alright, we're good. Alright. Ready?
Alright. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thunderdome Podcast. 4th of July edition.
America's birthday edition. Yeah. Special episode. Well, good morning and welcome to the 4th of July episode 23 of the Thunderdome Podcast. I am Donut081893. I'm also joined by my co-host Dixon. He's over here on the back.
I'm Lord of the Reams.
I am just in time for TV.
All right. Well, how you guys been? Happy 4th of July. Happy America's birthday.
Happy America's birthday.
Happy
4th of
Freedom
July,
Day.
everybody.
Happy birthday, America.
Yeah.
Has this been okay?
So, yeah.
Relaxing. We've been off all week and we'll be off all next week too.
Nice. Yeah. I don't have to go back until Wednesday afternoon. So, got a few more days off after this.
That's good.
Well, I am a real bit concerned about, because I do want to make sure I have more hours. So I'm kind of in this mindset. I'm like, well, I should probably try to snag a few more hours where I can. But
So you're not full time yet?
no, I am full time. I work like 10 hours a day almost. Like somewhere between 8 to 10 hours a day, depending on the days. Because I've gone in there super early some days, and I've gone in there like at, some days I go in at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and we don't do anything. It's not that we don't do anything, but like it's a half day, so comparatively, and it might be like one doctor running the show, so it's relatively tame. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, what about y'all? Anything new, special, exciting happen in y'all's lives?
No.
Damn.
Nothing ever exciting ever happens. We just live life.
Yeah.
Live life as it comes.
Just chilling, man. I like it.
Yeah.
I need to do a little more of that, but it's lots of things happening in this life that prevent me from enjoying it to its fullest. I won't say I'm not enjoying it, but enjoying it to its fullest, where it's kind of very kumbaya-esque. Oh shit! Oh wow, no damage done.
And as long as everything's good, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, real quick before the show, we were talking about how lobbying works, and I was kind of getting into this thing about what I see as the future political divide, or the fracturing, I'll call it, of the mainline political groups in America. I don't know if y'all were cool with me continuing that real quick.
Sure,
Good,
go
yeah.
for it.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, what I was getting at was during my little Twitch pre-test recording and seeing if my connection's good, just making sure everything's going well. But I was talking about how I think in the next 10 to 15 years, maybe even I would say earliest 5, but I hope it's not that soon because of the ramifications, and this is going to be crappy to deal with. I think there's going to be a political fracture in America. I think you're going to see the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, and even the Libertarian Party, and elements of those political ideologies fracture a little further, and either push towards one side, one extreme of one side, or dig down even deeper in their little middle ground where they stand. And there's nothing wrong with that. In some ways, there's nothing wrong with that. In some ways, there is a lot wrong with that. It's like, what's going on here? So I was saying, I think the Republican Party is going to fracture into 2 or 3 subgroups. I think one of them is going to be your traditional conservatives that were usually just, very, very Judeo-Christian values, very, very much so about like a religious moral right or justice or ethically good, if you want to call it that, whatever you want to throw in for that. And it's that they believe that Judeo-Christian values were a way of that should guide a governance. And with regards to that, I mean, if you want to run it that way, I guess I don't fully agree with all of the ideas. I do agree with some of the fundamentals, though, like some of the fundamental traditionals, but none of the super hyper, gays can't get married or people can't be who they want or any of that stuff, or anti-abortion laws, because of the fact that I'm always going to be for the choice, even if I don't think it's, even though I don't love the idea of it, because it's like, yeah, this is something that should be taken seriously. It's not just like Oprah's coming out like, you get an abortion, and you get an abortion, and you get an abortion. It's not like that. I think it should be something that people should be allowed to do, and it should be practiced safely with minimal risk to the woman. I think we've come that far. I mean, it's something we can definitely do. So I mean, I think there's that, and they still take part in lobbying. Like, for example, you have a very religious Catholic, for example, who's a traditional Republican conservative, right? Nothing wrong with being a traditional Republican conservative. This part though is where it does get wrong. Is that, like, let's say like you're a Catholic, so the Catholic Church, or you're a Catholic church that you belong to, that you go to attend mass and services and all the religious things. If they say we're going to give you a ton of money and backing and support to basically push against certain laws, and that's where I'm like, so you're buying him, is what you're saying. I mean, if they pledge their support and he doesn't accept their money, and he, or he or she, and they, whatever happens, then that'd be one thing. But like, if you're accepting the money, if you're taking it, then like you're no better than some of the people on the left that we don't like. So, but I was gonna say, I think you're gonna have like a traditional conservative crowd. You're gonna have the Trumpian crowd, because they're gonna be like more about less corporatist and more I'd say more of also like a traditional America, like nationalist view, which nationalism is not necessarily bad. It's just hyper nationalism and this ultra nationalism where people are like, it should only be my country. Like, no, you can be for your country first. I do believe in like you secure your air mask before assisting others type of thing. But I would say it's a tad. I think it's a tad silly when you think that like that from a policy standpoint, from an actual like foreign policy standpoint and domestic policy standpoint, I don't think Trump was the worst thing ever, but he was a bull in a china shop. He was a dickhead. He was a bully, whatever you want to call him, because he just didn't have interpersonal tact is the issue. He lacked a lot of that stuff. And you would have, people thinking, well, we don't need a politician. It's like, right, you should have a career politician. And I think the fact that like Trump had been around enough that he knew how to he'd done business in other countries, so I guess to him he probably just thought of it like as a business meeting whenever he was whenever he'd go to these sit downs with foreign leaders and stuff. But he also kind of like he rattled the establishment a little bit, and I always think that's wonderful. Hello, whoever the second viewer is on the Twitch, thank you. This is episode 23 of the Thunderdome Podcast. I don't know whoever that is, but thank you for joining. And I think when you get to certain you can be like, yeah, we don't want politicians. Like, yeah, you shouldn't want career politicians, but you shouldn't want to elect an idiot. And like my one thing against Trump is he used his Twitter kind of crappily. And it was like, come on, man, like did this have to be a thing? And it was just kind of stupid and silly. I did think that if he used it effectively, it could have been a great way to bypass a media that was definitely against him. I wasn't a fan of it, especially like, so for example, when he came out with the like no transgenders in the military, and the way he did it was so uncouth because he like put this big pause down. He was like, after talking with military leaders and blah blah blah, I have decided ... and then he left his Twitter alone for 15 minutes. And for 15 minutes, a lot of people in the military like, we didn't know what was happening. We didn't know if we were about to go to war with North Korea, if we were about to go to war with Iran. We didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if this guy was planning a major move, or if he was, if something else was at play here. They just didn't know. So it was kind of like, well, it's kind of dumb. Not a fan of that. Definitely not a fan of that kind of stuff. Like, I just thought that was stupid. That was very stupid. and definitely a lot, like substantially, like there was very little tact in that. And I'm not usually one who's gonna harp on tact a whole hell of a lot, but I would say that like I would rather someone knows what the hell he's talking about in regards to some of the he knew how to conduct business with other people in the world. That I will give him. I think he absolutely did a remarkable job of that. And you can hate me for that. I think he just did. That was something he was good at. But I don't think he handled everyone the way he should have or could have. And that was, and like for example, dealing with Angela Merkel in Germany. I think I don't know, like, pretty sure he was kind of a dick to her. And I was like, God, you can't be a dick to world leaders, though, man. Like, if they're not even, especially when they're your allies. So it's just like, you can't be that much of a bull in a china shop. But I think you're going to have the traditional conservatives, you're going to have the Trumpians, and then you're going to have this more like Rand Paul, Ron Paul, libertarian stance guys. But I feel like they're going to leave and go straight to the Libertarian Party because, or at that point, they will be the only representation left of like super small form government conservatism. And so that's what I think that the three parties of the conservative movement are going to break into is not even conservative, the Republican Party. I wouldn't even call them conservatives. But I think the liberals are going to be the same way. You're going to have the Democrat Party break into the traditional Democrat Party of like yesteryear of Al Gore and these guys, where their main things were actual like climate change. So you're going to have more like environmentalists, the social justice warrior types, and then like I think you're going to have the sort of. I think they're going to split into more, but the thing is, they're going to stick together. And I don't think they're going to break into separate parties. But I think you're going to see some Republicans break into separate parties. But I think the problem is that Trump party is going to be very popular, and I think that Rand and Ron Paul libertarian Republican, like I call them the conservatarians. I don't even know if that's really a thing, but in some ways it kind of is. Like your conservatarians and your traditional conservatives are going to be like non-existent.
Yeah.
And I think with liberals, they're going to stick together, but they're going to stay in their little lanes, like social justice warriors here, drug-loving hippies over here, open borders people over here, blah, 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 the environmentalists over here, stuff like that. But they're going to stay in one. I think they're going to stay in one they're kind of under one umbrella. The only thing I can see happening with them is they split into almost more socialist. Is that Morgan? Was Morgan in my Twitch?
I'm not sure.
I'm Morgan.
Okay. I don't know who is in my Twitch because I don't have my phone up with it, but I think the only thing that can happen with the Democrat Party as far as a shift is like they're going to split into the more socialist type, and then like the traditional, actual Democrat liberal types, like traditional liberals, classical liberals, not this like screeching monster thing that they've turned into. I think the libertarians are just going to go from like traditional libertarians, minarchists, like the traditional minarchists, that's just minimal government people, like smallest government as feasibly possible type folks, and then you're going to have like full-on anarchists, like your Michael Malice types. And I think then you're going to get sub-factions of each. You're going to get kind of like people who want just full statehood, like you're going to have those types that want the states to be entirely independently free of the federal government. And that's, I don't know, it's going to be weird.
Been a thing for a little while.
Say what?
I guess it's been a thing for a little while where some states are doing their own thing.
States' rights has always been a thing, which I love. I love the concept of states' rights because it says the idea of it is at any point the federal government could say one thing, and the state can say no, F you, we're doing our own thing, like piss off. We're not listening to you. And you are seeing that happen. Like pretty much all the states that disagree with Joe Biden are saying F you. Which like I like the principle of states' rights being able to say F you, and I don't like the idea that a federal government feels like it can encroach on all of that because it wants to be all powerful. I disagree with the concept wholeheartedly. And I'm not a fan of it. So I know some people might not like that. Some people might be like, no, you have to let the government take care of us. I'm like, absolutely not. You should be able to take care of yourself. That being said, there are issues within them. They'll be like, well, how do I make a wage? I was like, oh, now we're getting into the meat and potatoes. We could talk about why aren't you being able to make a decent wage? Why aren't you able to, live off of what you make at your job? And that's a whole different conversation I'm willing to have, and more than likely I'm on your side about it. I might not be 100% on your side, but I'm probably like 80 to 90% of the way there. And we can have the discussion of how I think it should be implemented. We could disagree on how it's implemented or anything like that, but we'll probably agree that people should be making enough money to at least have some sort of living where they can not only like afford at least some type of lifestyle. I'm not saying a bougie lifestyle, that absolutely not. But I'm saying a lifestyle that's worth living, and just having, being able to actually do that and still save some kind of money, or at least, if you live a minimalist lifestyle, you'll be able to save some money and build for the future, and build to increase your, I guess if you want to call it, either increase your standing or just live a more comfortable life or live a better life or provide more for your kids, or whatever your motivations are. That's something that we should be able to talk about. But anyway, sorry, I was going into that before the show, so let's talk about everything else. I just wanted to get that because I didn't want to lose that thought. I was like, if I don't finish it, I'm going to lose it forever. So, yeah. So what's going on with y'all? How's life been? What's new? What's exciting?
Nothing new. Nothing really exciting either. Just the usual.
Yeah. Still working. Still
relaxing.
Yeah. Just work, go home, eat, and sleep, and repeat.
Damn. You make it sound horrible.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
So wake up,
not
work.
really. It's fine.
Go home, eat and sleep, and wake up the next day.
Jeez. Don't make it sound too depressing, boys. But
this is my non-depressing voice.
Jesus. So, let me get that man a cup of coffee or something.
Yeah. So I guess we should move into sports.
Let's do it. I'm gonna grab some more coffee. I'm still on the mic. You just won't see me. Dixon, take the camera.
So last night you had Milwaukee Bucks versus the Hawks. Atlanta Hawks. The Milwaukee Bucks are moving on to the finals, so they'll be facing the Phoenix Suns, which is a lot better than what I'm used to seeing with either Lakers or Cavaliers, but whatever team LeBron's on, always making it to the finals.
Yep.
I'm happy to see two different teams in it.
Yeah.
And tomorrow you have Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals, which is
Tampa Bay Lightning are probably gonna win.
Yeah, because I was looking at the game a couple days ago whenever they were in Montreal, and the Canadiens don't have full capacity, which is a big disadvantage, especially in the finals.
Poor Canadians.
And then you have, of course, in Tampa, you have a full house. So I feel kind of bad for the Canadians because they don't have a full house of fans to cause like distractions.
Yeah, that's true.
To get the team hyped up. It's kind of depressing. So it sucks that the Lightning are 3. The Lightning are winning the series 3-0. So if they win tomorrow, then they'll be back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, which I don't want.
Nice.
But,
well, I mean, obviously shows hustle, shows some jam on their part,
It's like an easy series for them.
Well, I mean, it's the same way that every single, like you said, every year we're tired of seeing LeBron James in the freaking NBA playoffs. So, I mean, people want to see other players. But I get what you're saying.
I just don't want to see the Lightning go back-to-back. I'd like to switch it up with new teams.
Damn. You can't. No one can have the crown for more than a year?
No, unless it's one of my teams.
Wow, get the hell out of here. Piece of shit. I'm kidding.
Which has never happened, sadly.
Well, because your team suck, dude.
Oh, it's not their fault. Shit happens on the off season. Dumb trades or releases
that obviously counts for all the Dallas teams, right? Like the Mavericks and the Cowboys that you don't like, even though you're from Dallas and you've always been from Dallas.
Yes. I'm proud of the
Frickin-
teams that I like that aren't the Cowboys or the Mavericks.
Freaking labradoodle over there, man.
Cowboys
Pull
suck.
your finger out of your ass. Ugh. I thought the Mavericks are actually doing pretty good. And I saw, I don't think we mentioned it last week, did we, Justin?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That Dirk and Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, and JJ Barea are coming to the coaching staff of the Mavericks. Did we mention that last weekend?
Not Jason Terry.
Yes, he is.
Is he?
I don't know if it's confirmed, but that's the last I heard is that those four they're bringing back part of the championship team to coach the new Mavericks, and I think that's kind of awesome.
I
dig it.
unimproved.
I approve. but
Austin,
we'll
I
see what
swear to
happens.
God, I will throat fuck you, death. I will hurt you, man. We're not even talking about your bullshit ass teams that haven't done anything all year, okay?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. I mean, it was bad. It was sad to see Rick Carlisle and Donnie Nelson part ways, but I guess they didn't. They either didn't get the money that they wanted, or they just decided like they wanted to find something else.
What I don't get is is exactly how much money were they expecting? Like, no offense, I liked Rick Carlisle, but sorry, man, you haven't delivered as much as you needed to.
Was
I
it
hate to
money
say
or
it.
was it because they weren't doing as great?
It was either
couldn't
like
make it to the finals.
the path of the team, maybe, I don't know, something like that, maybe either that or the money, the path of the team in the future and stuff, and what's gonna happen.
I think it was time for him to go too. I think it was honestly time for him to start hitting the bricks because, I mean, he's done some good, right? He got us an NBA championship. It's no small feat.
I was happy about that, but just like in the past 10 years,
Hasn't gotten you
he
5.
hasn't-
You don't
It's
have
only
Greg
been-
Popovich anymore, do you?
We do.
You still have him? I thought he
Mhm.
retired.
Nope.
Oh shit!
He's
You
gonna
forget
coach
I
in-
actually like the Spurs. I'm just not like Spurs, and I'm not like with the Spurs. So
Well-
I'm sorry.
Nah, it's just because I don't really. I mean, I do still like basketball, but it's just I can't really watch it as much. I mean, even I have no choice anyways. But even if it's on TV, if I can watch it, I just
Why?
don't
What's
really
wrong
watch
with it? Is it?
It's just not as appealing anymore. Just what's going on and
all the
how-
politics. You mean?
how many crybabies there are, and how many.
Well, I mean, people might argue
like not
LeBron
as-
James is the biggest crybaby.
It's just not as competitive as it used to be.
Do you think that the reason why LeBron's not in the playoffs this year is because he let the stuff that happened politically get to his head? Do you think he switched gears and was more about the politics than he was about the actual
Probably.
playing the game? Do you think so? Because I was thinking that I was like, do you think the politics got to him? Do you think
It's gone
do
to
you think they
everybody.
made him crazy? Well, he just got so involved in it, man. I think is the biggest thing. I never hated LeBron as a person. I was just tired of seeing him fucking win. But the problem is when you see people get into politics, it changes who they are completely. Because I could always respect who LeBron James was. The problem is now he's he's so up his own ass with his politics. It's like, dude, fuck off. I actually had some modicum of respect for you, but then you had to I understand some of his stances. It's not that. I understand some of his stances. It was like, dude, you're a basketball player. I understand you might have some insight into some of the things you're talking about. I don't know what it's like to be a black dude growing up in America. So please take the floor because I can't fucking talk about that because I've never been one. But
You get paid
I would
millions of
say-
dollars.
yeah, I don't. But you're not. You are no longer oppressed. You are literally, if not the best, one of the best basketball players of all time, and probably the best current playing basketball player in the NBA. And he's how old is he? He's in his early 30s. Right? Is he 38?
Mhm.
Holy shoot!
37,
I did not know
38.
that dude was 38 or
or
37.
35. I don't know.
I thought he was
Around that.
33, maybe 35. I could see 35.
Maybe 35, 38.
I didn't know
around
he
that.
was that. I was gonna say I didn't know
He's
he was
already
that
showing
old.
gray in his beard. Let's see.
That might just be the stress, though, man.
How old is
Like-
LeBron James?
Yeah, let's look this up. real quick.
36.
30.
Okay, that's believable. But like I said, it's a thing. He's putting himself in politics. He's getting himself involved in all this crap that ages you just substantially, especially when you get like as balls deep in it as he's been getting. And I think it's just something you have to like look out for. And I don't know, like even though I've never been a fan of his, I don't want to see him.
Even like what's going on like during the games and like how they change their jerseys and all that.
Oh yeah.
And on
I
the
don't
put
know,
like
man.
different things like on the court and stuff like that.
Yeah. I bet it's all BLM and shit like that. I remember when it used to be
Yeah.
Free Hong Kong and it was like actually really cool.
No.
What? No, it was the Free Hong Kong bit because of what was happening. Like the protests in Hong Kong, when they were like protesting for they wanted a political revolution essentially. They wanted to have like a open democracy. They don't want to be communists anymore. They were actually like, no, F this. Like we don't want to be this country. We want to be like the free people of China, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I was like, that's actually pretty gangster. I like that.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But that's cool.
Yep. Well, it happened. That was a thing. But the thing is, China has so much stake in the NBA. They came out and said you're not allowed to do that, and all these players took off their Free Hong Kong jerseys. They didn't give a crap. They're like, no, we're just gonna do what the daddy tells us. It's like, I hate you guys so much right now.
So, football season is very close to happening.
This is very true, and you know what I'm happy is this is the first time I'm going to be a civilian for a football season, so I may actually be able to have the time I want to go see a game or two. And even if I'm out here, if I get to go see a Broncos game, I'll go see a Broncos game. Yeah, they might not be great, but hell, I'll go watch football live. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If it's going to be, and I know
cheaper there
Cowboys.
than it would be seeing it here in AT&T Stadium.
Well, as I say, I think there's going to be Cowboys Broncos at some point this season. I think they're going to be here in Denver, so I may try to get tickets and see if my parents want to come out for that game. This would be something
fun.
to do, you know.
I wish I could say the
Yeah,
same
it'd
for
be
when the Eagles come here, but those are going to be expensive.
Yeah, they're going to be super expensive.
That's why it's better if it's free watching it at home. One day I'll go see a game. It's cheaper seeing the Flyers than seeing the Eagles.
That is very true. Yeah.
Well, hockey tickets are less expensive than football games or than.
This is all very true. I'm trying to think who. I think the Cowboys are coming to Denver during this season, and yeah, but
Sure.
yeah, but it'd just be fun to see like more games, or maybe even go to like a basketball game out here or something. I just miss doing that, and since things are gonna be open back up, I think it'll be pretty gangster to kind of get back into that swing of things and just start having a life again.
Yeah, I do like how the Broncos did the South Park cardboard cutouts.
That was the best part of the quarantine's football season.
Yeah, but I'm sure now that everyone's going to go at least full capacity for the most part.
I think so. I think the thing is, I think most people have like shot down the idea that there has to be some sort of showing your vaccination record, because like, dude, if you're vaccinated, you're fine. Shut up. I'm sorry, but like that's what they're thinking in regards to how they're gonna do seating. I think they're just like, dude, if you're going to the game, you're going to the game. Shut up. Like, I can live with that.
Yeah, like
I can live with that.
I've seen like certain stores saying like if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. But like,
Yeah.
if you see someone not wearing a mask and they couldn't, or they possibly are not vaccinated, like how are they gonna like ask you for your paper?
Yeah, I mean, one of the doctors I work with at the endoscopy center, he's actually my favorite one there. He was saying that he caught it, and so he just doesn't think he needs to get the vaccine. I'm like, listen, this is a doctor, like an actual practicing medical doctor, not some schmuck on TV saying you should do what he says. Like, he actually does this ish for real every day, and like he actually practices medicine. I mean, And
Yep.
I mean, I feel the same way, but I think that's something you have to be careful about, because people will say, like, people will treat talking about the vaccine or just COVID in general as some sort of like major taboo thing. Like, it shouldn't be a major taboo thing, though. Like, it really shouldn't. We should be allowed to have an open discussion about this and have an open conversation about COVID and how we're handling it and what the way forward is. The problem is we're not having any of that, and it's not encouraging anybody to do anything about it. Change the way they view certain things. So you're not selling anybody that hasn't already been sold on this, on COVID or on the vaccine.
And I'm sure
more
vaccines
specifically.
are like way wide open now, since I'm sure majority of people are vaccinated.
You can go to the Safeway. You can go to the I'm pretty sure down in Texas you can do that at the HEB if you wanted to. Because like none of these states that are like saying we're against lockdowns, they're not anti-vax. They're just like we're gonna leave it open to the people. That we're gonna make a decision to open up our economy. That we're going to actually we're gonna allow people to make their own choices like for the risk. And I love that. That's why I love what Texas and Florida
I'm
have
just glad
been
we're
doing.
not shutting down again.
Yeah.
There's really no need to anymore.
Yeah. Damn.
Everyone's already out and about, and I mean, even that's already been
Yeah.
happening anyways.
Most places do not require me to wear a mask. I'll be honest, I don't. I don't wear it. If I don't have to, I don't wear it. It's I don't know.
It's okay.
Like,
It's personal preference.
Yeah, exactly.
As we always
just kind of
mention
that.
every episode.
Yes, and let me reiterate. I'm not giving my opinions on the COVID vaccine or how you should interact with people during the life and times of COVID. All I will say is talk to your practicing physician. Your primary care physician should be the person you talk to. You should not be worrying about what someone on TV says or what someone on the internet says. You should just be thinking about what is best. Yeah, or we're people on the internet. What we say or what happens here. Dang, that guy's good. Whoever was watching me just watched me get completely owned by one of the infected in a game of infection of Halo 5. But that, yes, talk to your doctor, talk to your primary care physician who is actively practicing medicine. Don't listen to people on the internet, whether it's us, whether it's Dr. Fauci, whether it's Joe Rogan. You shouldn't listen to any of those guys. You should talk to your doctor and seek an honest medical opinion from someone who knows your health and knows current science and everything, and knows current medicine. That is what I will say, and that's what I will stand by. As the way, like the entire way forward. I won't change my narrative.
Science,
health.
Yeah. So it's. I don't know. I can't remember what topic we were talking about. I think we're just talking.
Yeah,
sports.
We're talking about sports and the COVID seating, how they would do vaccinated versus non-vaccinated.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I know, they're just letting people in freely. You can choose to wear a mask, or you don't have to be fully vaccinated.
Yeah,
which I'm sure, like I said, it's going to happen for football whenever that comes back. I'm pretty sure whenever the Cowboys or the AT&T Stadium is going to be fully packed.
Oh yeah, dude, 100%. It's going to be.
Or they're going to allow 100% capacity.
Probably. You think Jerry Jones is about the money? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
we know JJ. Oh yeah, we know JJ. All right. We don't know him actually, but we know he's about the money. So like, what's that song?
Passed by his house a few times too, even though you can't really see it.
What's that one song? Bitch better have my money.
Like, I don't know who sings that song, but I know
I think it's Rihanna. Is it Rihanna?
Yeah.
I think it was Rihanna. Bitch better have my money. What the fuck, dude?
But I mean, like I said, I'm happy that sports are back and everything's slowly getting back to normal. And now you have, starting yesterday and today, you have, at least for us, that we like is Carnival Cruise Lines. Or Cruise Line.
What now?
Carnival Cruise Line.
Oh yeah.
The cruise ships, they're finally setting sail yesterday and today.
Nice.
So
that's good. That's good that they're back. They're back.
And just
in
to
business.
confirm that bitch better have my money's by Rihanna.
Nice.
That's what Morgan
Did
said.
somebody? Oh, yeah. I thought it was by Rihanna. It's just I'm remembering the song. When I remember it, I hear Rihanna's voice distinctly. Like, it's very hard to miss that. Oh God.
Yes. Even though
Dang,
we
right
won't
as
be
it-
cruising until next year, but it's good
Yep.
to see that they're back.
But we are
Yep.
going to a baseball game, I think, tomorrow.
Nice.
Either
nice.
tomorrow, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I think
Tomorrow.
it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep. Gonna go see my Detroit Tigers play the Texas Rangers.
Not his favorite team.
Damn.
What?
But
The Rangers? That's my second
No.
favorite team.
the Detroit Tigers is your favorite team?
It is
Yes.
a Neil song. It is Neil's theme song.
What is bitch better have my money?
Yeah.
You know it, bro.
That's what Morgan
You think I'm
says.
playing around when it comes to my money? Like, you got me fucked up.
Everyone wants their money. I want my money.
See, I want my money.
Yeah, so we're gonna be going to our first baseball game in a year. And
Very nice.
It's a little over a year actually.
Yeah.
Well, maybe like
Well,
a year
that's
and a
good.
half,
a
technically.
year and a half. Yeah.
All right. Well, is that all for sports news? Do we have other things going on? Not really anything for entertainment. I know I was just gonna gush on Halo.
I'm sure you
again for
heard.
a little bit.
I don't know. During like this first stage of the Tour de France, some person with a big sign got in front of the biker and made a big collision or caused a big collision.
And was arrested and was gonna get sued, but they lifted the sue.
What is wrong with
Thing.
you, dumb mother?
Yeah,
Piece of
no.
Get out
That
of here.
person was dumb. But
Give this
yeah,
guy
that's
a
about it
fucking
for sports.
charge. Dude, get the fuck away from me.
So don't hold up a big sign and stick your head out in front of bikers.
I think it was just the sign that was sticking out more than
No,
the
it
head.
was that person was sticking out half their body and looking the other way, and they got railed. I saw the video a couple days ago.
Yeah. I did too.
But that's all I got for sports for me. Nothing else too exciting just yet, but maybe next month it will be.
Well, Wimbledon is still going on, the tennis tournament in London.
Yeah.
Roger
Didn't
Federer's back-
Serena Williams
back
get
in-
knocked out?
She had to
No.
forfeit, or
Oh yeah, she had a forfeit.
she got
Why?
injured again.
God damn.
Yep, she's
Oh,
injured.
sorry.
She should just retire.
How old is she? She's kind of up there, isn't she?
I think mid-30s. 30
She
something.
ain't
I'm
young
sure.
anymore, really. That's the
Well,
problem.
like
with
every
that, is it's
tournament
not
she gets
actually-
injured. Has to do always
Yeah.
has to do with the legs.
39 years old.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm surprised she hasn't retired already. Seeing almost every tournament she's in, she's had to forfeit.
Well,
Well, my guy Roger Federer is back on the court and playing well. So
I've never
He's
paid
doing pretty
attention
well.
to tennis.
Djokovic probably is gonna win.
Well, what was I gonna say? I've never kept up with tennis, so that's gonna be all y'all.
that's okay.
And
Not everybody's
Justin.
a tennis fan, which I
Nadal's not in
understand.
it.
I think for fighting news, I'm pretty sure McGregor Poirier happens this month. So
Yeah,
I
towards,
know
like, the
Justin, you're a
beginning
fan of McGregor.
the middle of the month. Yeah, I think.
Justin's a huge
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, these trilogies and like these fights between the guys that they've already faced, it's like kind of ridiculous.
Well, I
They should-
kind of
they
like
should
that.
just- I mean, it's
Well-
like the same thing all over again.
The thing is, when you have two fighters, when you have the same fight, same fighters go at it two times, and like if it was McGregor took it twice, I'd be like, all right, yeah, dude, it's done. Like McGregor beat you twice.
If
Like
it's
fuck,
like a
you know.
three-peat or whatever.
But
or
like
a-
Poirier won the last one, McGregor won the first one, but the first one was a long time ago, and they want to do the third one like now, and the second one just happened. Like, you know, I think problem is like I mean, I'm wondering if McGregor's back because he keeps kind of having these like
I'm pretty sure
wants
he's
to
gonna
make a
keep going.
comeback, and you think so though? I think he's past his prime, man.
Yeah.
If he
keeps,
comes back and he holds the title for a while, then yes, I bet he's back. He'll probably be back for like maybe the better part of a year or two.
He's like Floyd
But-
Mayweather, where he takes time off and like in the
Well, Floyd
fights when he wants
Mayweather's
to.
retired. He's retired. I mean, he's done it multiple times where he's like, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to fight anymore. Like, I'm done.
He's getting to that age now where, like, I mean, I know he has a kid and everything.
Well,
I'm sure Floyd does.
Are you talking
does
about
the same
McGregor
thing.
or?
McGregor for the kid.
Yeah, he's got a kid now, and he's married now too. They just have a kid.
I
That
think
I know
he might
of.
be married.
He's married.
I think.
I thought
I
so
don't know.
too, because he always. Well, I have him on. I follow him on Instagram. I usually see pictures of him, and it's like there's a woman in there. I was like, I guess that's his wife.
Probably.
You would
Well, I
think
mean,
that
I
would,
imagine-
would be his wife, yeah. I mean, of course,
Or at least like his girlfriend or something.
something.
I don't know the man's person. I don't know the man's personal life. Like, I don't know his
Yeah, I don't
personal
know.
story.
I don't keep track of that. I keep track of like the stats and stuff, and like I don't keep track
Well,
of their family lives. And
That's one thing I like about MMA is that you don't usually see too much into these people's lives because I think just as a rule, people in combat sports, fighters are usually not always, but usually like a little more reserved. They're not talking about their personal life all the time. They're just like, yeah, like, you might get snippets like this is what's going on with my family. This is why I'm taking time off of fighting, like, or quitting fighting, like Khabib. After I think his father died.
his father.
His father was his coach. I don't even know how to say his father's name. His father's got a crazy ass name, but his father was a G as well. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I remember that when he announced his retirement after the
oh yeah.
fight.
Well, he won the fight, and he's like, dude, I'm done. Like, my father's dead. He was my coach. Like, I'm not doing this. It's not going to be the same. So I understand it. I respected it. They keep trying to goad him back into the UFC, and he's like, no, dude, I said no. And like, I have to be honest. I really like that he stands on his principles for that reason. He's not just one of these fighters like, yeah, enough money will bring me back. My old platoon sergeant said that. I'm like, I don't think so, man.
Yeah, who knows?
I think Khabib's gonna stay out, but I think Khabib was definitely one of the best that like nobody knew about until he beat McGregor. I think, and I was nobody, but most people didn't know. He wasn't a household name from the UFC. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then he became one, and it's just like, yeah, dude, this guy's actually kind of dope. Like, he's kind of a savage, and you want to see, you want to see what he's going to do, but shortly after he got into the limelight the way he did, he sort of faded out because he was like, well, no, my father died, I'm out. Like, all right.
Well,
But-
I mean, as far as I know, I don't think he's gonna come back unless he makes a big surprise comeback.
No, I
I
mean,
don't think he will.
he won't. I don't
He's
think
gonna
he will.
pull
From what I've
McGregor
seen from
and
this
just come
guy,
back.
From what he's shown, like the fandom and the UFC, I think he's gonna be, he's gonna stay out.
Yeah, I mean that's okay. I'm sure he has plenty of money.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. MMA fighters don't make as much as you think. They're not as much as boxers, at least. Like,
Unless it's a big
that's for
fight.
damn sure. Even then, man, it's not really that much. Like, you're talking about maybe, you might be like a couple $100,000, but like boxers are making millions on these fights, and it's crazy. So,
Yeah. Which is probably why McGregor decided to go boxing one year.
he's probably like, I haven't made enough money off that Mayweather bout for a while now, so I think I'm
So
good.
doesn't Mike Tyson have a fight coming up too or something?
Mike Tyson, well, he had the Roy Jones Jr. fight a while back. That was more just an exhibition. It wasn't so much a competitive boxing match.
Oh,
they called
yeah,
it a tie,
yeah,
even though I'm
you're
pretty sure. I
right,
mean,
yeah.
I think.
I think it just came out.
I don't know if
tomorrow.
he's. Yeah, well, it was an exhibition match. They weren't that. He was. I don't think they were that invested in the outcome as much as like if it was a paid big name fight for like a huge prize. But I mean, they still made a shitload of money. And I think they did it for like they put like almost all the money. If I remember this right, I thought they were going to put all the money towards like a charity. Like they didn't need the money. They're retired boxers. They still have money from like probably some of their earlier fights. They're like, I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But-
that would have been generous.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what they did. Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson. I'm almost positive that's what they did with their money. But unless I'm thinking of somebody else. I know a lot of these older boxers, like once they're past retirement, and it's like, yeah, I'll have like a exhibition bout, nothing crazy. It's almost more like a sparring match than anything. They might throw a couple of good ones in there for show and just be like, all right, like we're good here, and that might be it. So they might. It's not the same way it used to be. And I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I'm playing Warzone on Halo 5. Because I got to keep the stream going while we do this. But I don't think he's got any more fights though. I think that was he was like, no, I'm good. Like he'll probably gonna stay in shape, so maybe he will take another one. I don't know. But I think for the most part he's just chilling now. And the same with Mayweather. I hate that they called the Mayweather fight a draw between him and fucking Paul. I thought that was garbage. I was like, no, dude, it was not.
That's why I'm glad
He
I
did
don't
all right
invest
against
my
Mayweather.
time or other people for money for.
Oh no! I will
Stuff like
agree with
that.
you.
I'm not saying
Like,
you, just people in general.
Boxing has fallen off, but well, you're not wrong though. Boxing's kind of lost its. But now there's no. I mean, you still have Canelo. You still got guys like Triple G, but I mean, you don't have any like really just enticing boxers that get people like enthused about the sport the way they used to be back in the 80s and the 90s. And it's just like, well, I mean,
It's a
people like to
circus.
see people watch more MMA now, but that's the thing. It's like you can kind of like you could there's way more MMA fights than there are boxing matches. Because most people just learn MMA, you know, and people that learn to box for like the sake of boxing's sake are learning it more for the fact of the idea of the actual sport, like not just to, you know, not as like a means for self-defense. People usually get involved in MMA or jiu-jitsu, and then they want to get involved in more, and they're like, you know what, I can compete, and then they become fighters. Not always, but like here and there that happens. They're like, you know, I think I can do this. Like I will enjoy this, but I know. I think more often than not, it's I don't know if people like as much as boxers, at least for MMA, get into the sport for the sake of competing to make money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's the
all
only
about the money.
that's the only fight I'm really knowledgeable of in the near future. I don't think it's too much. There's too much going on in the world of combat sports either. I think Paige Van Zandt has a bare knuckle fight club fight coming up. That's about all I can think of at the moment. So you know she's hot. So it'll be a smoke show.
Yeah. Yes, she is.
She's very hot. Joanna's another one. She's really hot. I don't know. Paige Van Zandt's just hotter. She's kind of like those still very feminine features, and it's just like, damn. What's his name? Austin Vanderford or whatever. Her husband's name. I was like, dude, you
I
lucky
don't know.
bastard. She's like our age. She's 26 or 27. She's not old at all.
Nope. She's just hot.
Yep, very hot.
Well, yeah, I got nothing else for sports.
Well, one thing we didn't talk about before was we kind of mentioned it very briefly, but the Surfside Surfside condo in Florida collapsing. We briefly mentioned it, we briefly touched on it, but we didn't really dive a whole lot into it, and so we still don't know what's all happening. I think there's 24 confirmed dead. I don't have it right in front of me, but like
Yeah, you
you've
said
got 24 confirmed dead, 121 still like total unaccounted for. And I think they're like getting ready to. There's like a second condo or something they're getting ready to demolish. I thought.
Mhm.
I'll have to pull it up in front of me and actually have it out. But
And this was all in a Jewish neighborhood as well.
all in a Jewish neighborhood, you know, very well. It's sad no matter where it happens, man. It could have happened in a white, black, Jewish,
No, I
Christian,
know.
Muslim neighborhood. It's like, man, this sucks.
Yeah, it does.
That's horrible. But I think a big aspect of it is that these buildings are supposed to be inspected I don't know what the timeline is, but at least every couple of years or every several years to be like, oh yeah, your building foundation is still solid, it can still sustain and support the people living inside of it, et cetera, et cetera. Or you gotta make sure that the foundation is not slipping or falling or sinking into the ground. It's still good to go, and whatever.
So I guess the reason how it collapsed was just the foundation was old.
It sounds like
it wasn't maintained.
It sounds like a bad foundation, but so now they're getting ready to demolish the other building, and they're suspending the search for. They're suspending the search for the 121 unaccounted for. So I'm just kind of like, well, what the hell? Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, but I don't know. I'm sure there's. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of financial or political facet to it involved. But so that's happening. You've got a couple of
Did you
things
ever
going
see
on
that
in the
video
world.
of the fire in the Gulf of Mexico? I think it was.
I did not see that one. I did
it
not
was
even know
like-
there was a fire in the Gulf of Mexico. What happened?
Maybe I think it was like a pipeline or something that was there. And like gas was leaking, and then the fire was in the ocean, and it made like a hellhole kind of thing, like a
Yeah,
like
a
from
sinkhole?
a movie scene.
Talking about a sinkhole or something?
Well, no. I mean, well, I guess yeah, but in the water, like kind of like
Yeah, you have
think of
sinkholes
like
in the water.
think of like a portal to hell kind of thing, and like there's fire, like it's like a circle of fire, and it's swirling. I guess I don't know. It was pretty cool to see. If that makes any sense.
Well, I understand what you're saying. Let me pull up my handy dandy notebook with all my notes.
That was the other thing. It was cool to see, but I mean, nobody was hurt or anything.
Yeah. Well, in more ridiculous news, there was, I think, 11 or 12 militia members in Oregon, I believe. Oh, no, sorry, not Oregon. Why did I say Oregon? Boston, Massachusetts, on I-95. 11 militia members were arrested doing something that pretty much held up I-95 traffic in both directions for 9 hours in the morning. I would have been so pissed if I was in that traffic jam. I'd have been like, I'm going to kill these guys. Like, I'm about to like attack a militia. I'm about to pick a fight with an armed group. I don't give a crap. This is getting ridiculous.
What was the reason why they did that?
I don't know. I think I'd have to look back into the story. Some wacky, stupid reasons. They were on their way. So what it was, actually, no. They were on their way to go conduct training. So probably go to the range, maybe, play like capture the flag or some shit in the forest for a while. Some stuff like that, Nothing. I don't know if there's anything major. Probably just doing some training. It might be some ex-military guys that get together a couple of times a week or a couple times a year and go train or something. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. That's what I'm thinking it is. And I think they were pulled over, but then like people saw like the weapons and they had. I think what it was, they probably had guns in their car. I would be very surprised if it was like, yeah, they were carrying their weapons while they were driving. Like, no, don't be stupid. I doubt that actually happened, but I think it was that they were pulled over and then cops saw how much weapons they had, and they're like, we should probably call for more units, and so it held up traffic for like 9 hours. And I'm sure it was just the police freaking out, like, oh, they have guns, oh my god. Like, you're allowed to have guns, good guy. There's a Second Amendment for a reason, but sure, go off. So that happened, and that's. I guess it was. I don't know what it was. They said armed standoff, so maybe there was more going on there than meets the eye.
Maybe.
I'm not sure, but
That's
what it seems. And yeah, just. But that was in Boston, and from what I remember, I'm pretty sure Boston has some pretty tough gun rights or gun laws that infringe on the gun rights. So think that's just part of it. I heard a car alarm. I was like, "That's not mine, is it?"
Yeah, I heard
But-
something.
I'm hearing
Yeah,
something.
it wasn't mine. It was from outside across the street. Yeah, it's definitely not mine. Give me 1 second.
All right.
Give me 1 second.
I was like, I hear it. I was wondering if it was his mic.
It's the person across the street. I checked
Interesting.
people. I was like, yeah, this nutsack. Let me go to a cup of coffee. But we move on to the next one. So there was a Army Lieutenant Colonel that I guess he was carrying on some sort of like affair with 3 different women. I think one of them he was married to. Another one he was engaged to.
Wow.
Yeah, Kane Manser or something is his name. And what bothers me is he's a lieutenant colonel, so he's a high up there officer. He was also a ranger, and it's just like, dude, you just shit on. Like, people are gonna see this, and people are gonna affiliate the Rangers with that in some capacity. It's like, why did you have to do that? Like, why do you have to be a schmuck? So, I don't know. It kind of bothers me that he was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd heard about this before it hit the news. I was like, is this really happening? And I guess he legit had these 3 women convinced that he was gonna marry them. They were gonna have a life together. And that includes some of the I saw one of these women got tagged in an Instagram post because it started coming to life. And like the military meme page community essentially on Instagram. And it was just, it kind of caught the whole military community off guard because they're like, yo, what the actual fuck, bro? So, I don't know. He's under investigation now, though. And so he kind of sounds like a piece of shit. Like, I know I'm trying not to swear as much, but I've already kind of slipped up a couple of times. But he
thought he
it
was
was
gonna
pretty-
get away with it easily.
he thought he was gonna get away with it, yeah, and like he got kind of he like minorly slipped up, but like kind of BS'd his way out of it with these women, and I was like, dude, you sound like a horrible person. So I don't know. It bothers me more that people are gonna see this and affiliate him or affiliate the military unit he was attached to with him. And that's not exactly fair to the 75th Ranger Regiment or any part of them because that's not who they are. I mean, the few Rangers I've gotten to know and meet over the years have been always like pretty awesome dudes. They're not usually like dickheads or turds. They're just regular Joe Schmoes and they're kind of cool people. Kind of it, and I like that. And I don't think people should be getting this tainted perception of who they are because of one really just awful piece of garbage officer they had. Especially if he was a senior officer too. Like that's just come on, man. And y'all complain about the enlisted doing stupid things, and then you turn around and do this crap, and it's like maybe stop talking about the enlisted because the enlisted don't do shit like this. But at least not in as large of numbers. But it is. He's under investigation, so let's hope that they snag the bastard, and let's just keep hoping that we move in the right direction. Because I know I'm out, but you don't spend 5 years of your life in the military and then not care what happens to it. Another thing, biggest piece of news for me today is, and I didn't just see this today. I saw it over the course of the week. I actually saw it, I think it was on Friday I saw it, is that the U.S. military is finally leaving Afghanistan after 20 years. We've given them the last military base to the Afghan National Army. I think it was Bagram Air Force Base. Is finally not closed down, but has been relinquished to the Afghan military. And the last of our U.S. troops has pulled out, and we're done. I think the only people we have left there now is our embassy. which I am curious as to how we're going to keep that thing safe without a military presence, at least the same type of military presence. But we'll see, and I hope we don't have an issue with like we had with Libya. There is a fear, though, that you're going to have like a second ISIS. What was it? Second, whatever they call it. I don't know. The second, basically like a second ISIS. The second ISIS rising, where you're going to see like this group, this ethnocentric, like hyper right-wing religious group, which is because it's essentially what they are, like ISIS. Very ethnocentric, very ethno-nationalist terrorist group kind of just emerge from the ashes and form this sort of I don't know what you would call it, but just another caliphate essentially. And I think most people are not okay with that because they know how much damage that did to the region last time and how much more damage it would. And then it would just America's going to go back to the Middle East again, and we're like already getting ready for a near-peer war with countries like China or Russia or North Korea or Iran. And I guarantee you, if war does break out, like a major war between, if the war between America and Russia breaks out, or the Western powers and Russia, because Russia took shots at a UK naval vessel. I think we talked about it last episode. And then they tried to play it, like the UK tried to play it off, like, oh, they were training exercises. And then Russia's like, no, the hell they weren't. We were shooting at you. Like, we're warning you, don't come to the Black Sea again. We will bomb your ship. Well, basically, like an open declaration of war. And China said if any incident occurred between the Western powers and Russia, that China would back Russia. And they basically said that, like, outright, we're backing Russia. If you'll get into a fight with Russia, we're gonna come in and fight you too. And I was like, so you're really gonna cause World War III? Because if that happens, then we might as well, like, we have, like, if you look at the world map, you have Russia right here, right? Then you have China, you have North Korea right under China, South Korea, Japan, the rest of it. You kind of have some of those countries that might ally with China. A lot of Southeast Asia might ally with China, but I think most of the countries are going to want to fight against Russia because Russia's also been putting its dick in a lot of the Middle East and in Southeast Asia over the last several decades. And so it's like, I don't know about this one, guys. And I think another issue with that is China's already threatened to use nuclear weapons on us. You know, like they've already said, if you investigate the Wuhan Institute of Virology, we're prepared to go to nuclear war with America. Because you realize you're just going to blow up the planet, right? Like, you'd rather just blow up the planet and be like, okay, yes, we did something wrong in that Wuhan lab.
Of course.
And that's where I'm a tad bit concerned. Because we've already deplenished so much of our military and so much of our military age fighting, like, combat-capable males and females to either this previous 2-decade-long war or they've gotten out because they're too injured because we're not actually taking care of our soldiers or just military personnel in general. And we also have a lot of people that have just been driven out by politics. It's like, dude, you diminished your military for no reason. Why would you do that? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of what it looks like in the future. I don't have all the faith in the world that the next conflict will go our way, and we might even catch some of the blowback for it because we've never really caught the blowback of any of our military conflicts, right? We had a 2-decade-long war that nobody felt any of the ramifications from because it really didn't affect us. Like, what was going on in Afghanistan and Iraq did not affect day-to-day Americans. They did not care. It was not a thing for them. They barely felt, like, sometimes they might have felt it in their taxes in the beginning, but most of those people forgot already what it was like before then. We've been in this conflict for so long, and we've been paying for it. The taxpayers have been supplying it for so long that we don't even remember what it was like before then. It's kind of scary. It's like, this is stupid. This is a very silly, stupid thing. Like, why are we not going more against this? Like, but I think the next war we're gonna not do so well, and we're gonna feel it, not just in the number of people we lose in combat, but also I think we're gonna be feeling it a lot in our wallets. Like we're not gonna have the same amount of money anymore. We're all gonna be feeling these taxes that hike up a major global conflict again. I mean, if you remember history with World War II, they had all the war. People were buying. They're like, buy the war bonds, support the war effort, and there was this whole massive push. And I think you're going to see a second one of that. I mean, especially if it becomes such a conflict that we're. Hang on. Oh, damn it! It killed him. But if we get into such a major conflict that we're not going to be able to wage that war without feeling it in our regular citizenry and through the taxes and through all the general loss of what the war economy looks like, then I'm not optimistic about our prospects in this conflict. So I don't know.
Yeah.
If they ask me to come back, I'm
guess
going to
we'll
need some
see.
stipulations, though.
Guess we'll see in the near future.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not bad, and hopefully we get through it without, losing too much of who we are or what we believe in, having to forfeit too much of our freedom to just wage a war against another major superpower. We gotta be careful about that.
Yeah. We don't want to do that.
Damn it.
But knowing us, we
Yeah.
do stupid things.
Well, I think we're going to see the age of the warhawk politician come to an end, because I think this generation more than any other is going to be so anti-war. Our generation and the Gen Zers, I mean, that's all they've really known is like, oh, we're always been in the Middle East and we're always waging war and people are always dying. I mean, I don't know how many actual service members we've lost over the 20-year conflict, but it wasn't good, man. It wasn't a pretty stat.
Yeah. I know. We'll see what happens. If anything happens.
Yeah, but hopefully that doesn't cause any major stuff. I mean, hopefully it just doesn't become a major conflict. God damn it! Stole my kill. Yeah, but those guys just teabagging the crap out of him. Nice.
Classic.
I guess this guy, one of the survivors in this game of infection, really pissed off this guy who was a zombie. And he was just like, dude, F you. He was just teabagging the shit out of this guy for like a whole minute. And not just like those fast ones. He was like going all the way down. He was making his Spartan crouch all the way down, dunk their nuts there, and like come back up and make, oh yeah. Oh my god. All right. Well, ooh, thank God. Okay. That was almost really bad on my part. I almost flubbed that entire match because of this stuff. Sorry. Anyway, I don't really have too much for this week. I know there's a lot that was happening. I know that the John McAfee thing where he was pretty much Epstein in prison. He got suicided. But this time it's not as clear cut, but there's still a lot of speculation. There's still some suspects in this one.
I was surprised when I heard that.
He even said, like, I won't kill myself. If I do, it's not me. Like, it wasn't an actual suicide. Like, I wouldn't, if I hang myself a la Epstein, like, it wasn't me. And he even said that. He predicted his own death and then also predicted the way in which he would be killed. He pretty much did some Tupac shit, all right? Like, he really did. And that was kind of gangster on his part. He just knew it was coming. He's like, no, I'm not going to let him take me like this. Like, it's not happening. And, yeah, pretty much. I mean,
It sucks.
yeah. Well, we have a corrupt political system, and we have a weird way of trying to get rid of people that could pose a threat to the establishment in a lot of ways. So, anytime you see these big political names come under fire, or their balls are very close to the bandsaw, something usually happens in the nick of time to save them from the consequences of their own actions, and that's something that still bothers me to this day. But you can kind of power through that sometimes, just because it's the way of the world, and it's not how it should go, but it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I mean, it's still still a decent news week, as far as everything that happened, but not too much has gone down that people didn't already hear about in, like, major news headlines. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll see what happens with all of it. Hopefully nothing major. Hopefully our lives don't get flipped upside down these next few months or even years, but we'll see what happens. We might all be in for a very different world in just a few years. So it's always been a possibility, though. But yeah, I don't know if y'all had anything else. Kind of been talking a lot.
No,
No?
man. Just no, nothing else. Just
Chiming in, really. I mean,
chiming in and just talking about the Miami building, or I guess, is it in Miami? I can't remember.
It was Surfside, so like just outside Miami, I think,
Okay.
or a part of Miami. I'm not sure.
Just that, mainly sports, but
Yeah.
nothing really down there news-wise. Like I said, I haven't
Yeah.
heard much.
Yeah, I get that. It's kind of been a weird news cycle, but it's been an interesting one nonetheless. Damn it. I came in 8th place in this game. Fuck. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Do y'all have any plans for the 4th?
No, just it's like a normal Sunday going to the parents'
Yeah.
house, and that's it.
Yeah.
they were talking about this like fireworks situation or something, but like I don't know. I don't know if you've heard about
fireworks
that.
'cause it's too dry out there.
That's probably what. Yeah.
Probably, but I mean, it's
Always
Texas.
dry.
They're still gonna shoot fireworks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing I heard about this stuff was like don't shoot fireworks or whatever because I think it was dry. Or still dry.
Possibly.
Well, you know us, we like to break the rules and do whatever we want.
Hell yeah, it's the Texas way, man.
Yep. So there'll be plenty of fireworks tonight.
Yeah, man, this is the way. But well, I don't know if y'all don't have anything. I think the only thing I had left was just Halo Infinite looks good, man. Kind of looking forward to playing it and get. I mean, I know again, still got to try and get an Xbox Series S, but
X.
then we'll try to make that happen before the end of the year. I think might be a near future investment for me, since
It's
it'll be that and tattoos.
Any more tattoos
money well
you're thinking
spent
about
on
getting?
tattoos.
Oh yeah, and of course this guy over here. But It's just cross-
Any more ideas of what you're gonna get tattooed?
I've got like a number of ideas, but we'll see. Whenever I finally get it is when I'll show it to y'all. Like, yeah, I decided to get this for whatever reason. I haven't really put as much thought into this one yet.
Yeah. And the Mark Hoppus news, he's doing pretty well. He's doing much better than what I've heard.
So
Very
there's good
good.
days and bad days, but
Yes.
still staying positive.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I get that, man. I really do. Has he gone in for treatment at all yet, or is he still just kind of big chilling on all of that?
He's been in, I guess,
He's
chemotherapy. This is for
stuff.
3 months, pretty much.
Okay. Well,
So he's been getting treated.
that's
He just
good.
decided to break the news. Last
That's
week.
right. Yeah. That's right. So he'd already been dealing with it for a while, but now he told us, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that makes more sense. Yeah. Well, I guess I don't have too much more. It's kind of a quiet episode. I got my one
Okay.
viewer here. I don't know who's all on your all stuff and who's watching through the Discord, but
Just me. Just
Yeah.
me. I'm watching my own self. Yes.
gotcha. Well, it's a quiet Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a short 4th of July.
Everyone's out and
episode. We're not
about
gonna get
'cause
too
it's
crazy
4th of
with it.
July.
Yeah, everyone's out and about. It's totally fine. We're here. We do our thing this way, and obviously you don't have to watch it live. You can watch it whenever you want. You could.
Yeah.
We put these up
You
on
don't have to-
YouTube.
you don't have to take time out of your day to come watch us. If you have other
Yeah.
plans, that's totally fine.
And then, well, we
Your
put them
4th
up
of
on
July
YouTube so you
planning.
can, you
that-
can
that-
watch
that's
it
what,
later
that's
on.
one of the reasons why we put it up on our YouTube channels, and you're able to watch them on Twitch as well in the past broadcast sections.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I guess if that's all y'all got, and that's all I got, unless we got anything else to talk about. I don't have one cracked open yet. Actually, let me crack one open because it is America's birthday, and I'm with the boys, kind of, sort of, digitally with the boys.
Virtually.
Today's alcoholism is actually not whiskey; it is a beer, because it's 4th of July, and that's how you're supposed to celebrate 4th of July. You shut your face, Austin. Or whoever that was that made that retching sound.
Austin.
That was me.
Fucking asshole.
Tastes like piss.
What's your Shiner Bock does not taste like
Not
piss,
an
sir.
acquired taste. It's piss.
No, it's
Someone
not.
just peed in the bottle and sealed it up.
No, you are just a bitch. I mean, I don't know how
I'm
else I'm
not.
going to tell this to you, but
I just drink other
I don't know
alcohol
any. I don't
besides
know
beer.
any self-respecting man that doesn't like beer. Any real high testosterone level man that doesn't like beer. Like, granted, if you drink too much beer, yeah, that's a problem. But
You get a beer belly.
that's why you go to the gym, son. So today's alcohol choice is Shiner Bock. Beer is from Shiner. It is from Shiner, Texas. You should support your own local economy. I don't even live there, and I'm supporting your economy.
You've lived there
Happy
much,
birthday.
or pretty basically your whole life.
Yes.
Just this
Well,
Colorado thing's temporary. For the most part.
Well, the Colorado thing is for the foreseeable future, but
Thinking in the back of your head, you could possibly move back here.
so like at some point I will, because
Yeah.
I don't have any intentions to stay in Colorado for the rest of my life. I think I really like this state. I think I want to give it at least a year, another year's worth of my time, maybe. Because come January 2023 or 2022, it'll all been 2 years. Like, I've lived in this state. I was going to say country. I've lived in this country my entire life, but I've lived in this state since January of 2020. And it's been over a year and a half, really, and I think it's been good to me. I like the state. I have a good job now. I have a house here. I mean, I got out of the military here, so Colorado Springs will be a significant town, a significant city for me, but I would say it's not. I don't think it's where I'm going to put down my roots. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to come down to come to like small town Texas, and just sort of hang out and be there. I think that's where my heart belongs, man. And yeah, I just think that's where I'm gonna it's like raise my family and spend my life. And Justin's out of the party. Temporarily, I guess. Don't know what happened with him. But well, you think I don't count the 4 years I lived in Alabama as time I wasn't living in Texas, and I didn't live in Dallas. I lived in Texas when I was at Fort Hood, sure, but there was also the 6 months that I was in training there. I was in San Antonio, and then I moved to Fort Hood. I was in Lawton for 2 months, but that was just basic training, so you're just hanging out. And same with AIT, we just lived on the base in a barracks. We didn't really go anywhere. Our privileges were still pretty limited.
Yep.
When I got to Fort Hood, I lived in the central and more southern parts of Texas. I was hanging out in Austin. I was hanging out in San Antonio. I never went to Houston, but that was just I just never went. But I think I could see myself staying until 2023, but come 2024, I'll probably start 2024 in Texas again. So I'll be back.
Yeah, we know you will.
You better.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if y'all got nothing, I got nothing. And if you want to draw this episode to a close.
Yep.
So, well, as always, like the Twitch, the Discords, the YouTubes. If you like the Instagram, your boy Sick Ricky Bobby on Instagram. And it's YA_BOI_, Slick Ricky Bobby. Like the Instagram, the meme page is fire. All the other things. Like us on all the social media platforms. Like us on all the video streaming platforms. Like us on all the things we're on. If you like this, comment. If on YouTube, like, subscribe. Share it if you want to. You don't have to, but share it if you want to.
Discord will be in my chat, and also I will post it in the info on YouTube.
Yep.
All right.
So, but otherwise, I have been Donut081893. My co-host Dixon right here.
I've been Lord of the Rings.
And once again, I've been the voice inside your head, just in time for TV.
Anyway, all right, take us home, Austin.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for sticking around for episode number 23. If you've enjoyed the channel, be sure to like and subscribe, and also like our Twitch channels. You guys have a good 4th of July. Be safe. Go crazy. We'll see y'all in the next episode.
All
Bye,
right.
everybody.
Bye.
Take it easy, y'all.